Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a tutorial for this beautiful alternate top. It is beginner friendly and I used the seed stitch on this one. As you can see, I played with a lot of colors and with the love designs and everything. It just makes everything pop. I had fun making this. I do hope you enjoy watching this video and making your own pop as well. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Okay, so for this project, these are the materials that you're going to need. You're going to need your yarn, of course. I'm using a lightweight yarn. I think this is a 2-ply or so, and I'm not putting it together. I want it to be a little bit lighter on my body, okay? And I'm going to be using the velvet yarn for the edges as well. My aesthetic, you already know. And then you need a measurement tape, of course. Then you need a tapestry needle to weave in your ends when you are done with your work. And then you will need some stitch markers. Then you will need a scissors, compulsory. And then on this project, I'm going to be working with a 3.5mm hook size. So without further ado, let us get into the tutorial. Okay, so to start on this top, you are going to chain up 70. Okay, but if you want it bigger, you can go ahead to add more chains to your own. But the one I made on the picture on the videos that you see is 70 chains that I made. Okay, so but for the tutorial purposes, I'm going to be making 20 chains just to show you how I come up with the stitches. All right, so I'm going to be making 20 chains now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this is the one I'm going to be using to show you from this beginning, okay? But like I said, the original top I chained up 70. I made 70 chains on that one, okay? But if you want it bigger, you can go ahead to add more chains to your own chain, all right? Because you know it's going to be a diamond shape, so you don't want to go too big so the top will not be too long on your body, okay? So for this stitch, you're going to chain up 1, and on the next stitch, you skip the 1 stitch you just made now, and on the next stitch, you are going to be putting in 1 single crochet, and then on the next stitch, you are going to put in 1 double crochet, and on the next stitch, you are going to put in 1 single crochet, and on the next stitch, you are going to put in 1 double crochet. So for this pattern, you are just going to be alternating 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. 1 single crochet and 1 double crochet. You want to be very careful on this one so you don't make the mistake of putting 2 double crochet on a row, okay? It must be one after the other, okay? So on the next stitch, you put in 1 single crochet, and on the next you're going to put in 1 double crochet. So this is what you alternate until you get to the end of row 1, okay? All right, so you do that now until you get to the end of your row, and I'll come back to show you how we are going to start off row 2. All right, okay, so I've gotten to the end of the row 1. So like you saw, I started with a single crochet and I ended with a double crochet. So this is how the stitch work. When you start with a single crochet, you must end with a double crochet, okay? So that when you want to begin, you always begin with a single crochet. So make sure the end is a double crochet, so when you turn it, you're supposed to begin with a single crochet so that the alternating it will come out beautifully, okay? So now for the row 2, you are going to chain up 1, So since you end with a double crochet, you are going to begin with a single crochet. So on the very first stitch right here now, you are going to put in one single crochet, and on the very next stitch you put in one double crochet, and on the next stitch you're going to put in one single crochet, and on the next you're going to put in one double crochet. So the pattern still continues on the row 2. It's just as easy as that. Okay, so just keep alternating one single crochet and one double crochet. So for this row 2 now, it's easier to see because what you are doing now is, you see our previous double crochet row, that is where we are putting the first single crochet. Okay, that's why I said you should be mindful that when you end with a double crochet, when you want to begin, it must be a single crochet because we want the alternating to correspond with the row 1. All right, because that is what is going to be the repetition for the entire top we are making. All right, so now when you watch very well, you see our previous row of single crochet is going to get one double crochet, and on the next stitch, if you look at it very well, is the previous row double crochet, so they get a single crochet. Okay, so just continue alternating. You put in the double crochet. So even if you are not counting, if you just see it, once you see the double crochet from the previous row, you know you are on a single crochet mission on that stitch. So on the next stitch, you put a double crochet. So you just keep alternating. And another simple way to do it, just keep saying single crochet, double crochet. So if you keep singing that, it will register in your brain that, okay, now I'm supposed to go with a single crochet, or now I'm supposed to go with a double crochet. That is what I did the first time I made this particular stitch. All right, okay, so this is what you are going to do for the entire top. Okay, so just keep alternating one single crochet and one double crochet, one single crochet and one double crochet, and make sure you are ending with a double crochet so that when you begin it will be a single crochet. All right, so it's just the repetition of this stitch in all of the row until you get to the lengths that you want. All right, so what I did, the 70 I chained, I got 14.5. Okay, so what you are going to do now, the rules that you are going to make must correspond with the one that you got from your chain. So since I have 14.5 on my chain, which is the width, the length is going to be exactly 14.5 as well. Okay, so you keep measuring it. The whatever inches you get here is exactly what you get here, because now we are trying to create a square, and the square must be equal in all of the sides. Okay, alrighty, so now I'm going to go off camera to create my own 14.5, because like I told you, I chained up 70 and the 70 gave me 14.5. So now I'm going to create the rows that will take me to 14.5 as well, so that my sides will be equal on the square. Okay, so I'm going to be playing with these two colors because I just don't want it to be just one yellow color. And again, I'm trying to improvise because this yarn that I'm using is not going to be enough. So I'm going to be playing with these colors. But as I go though, I'll be coming back to show you how I'm doing my own stitches and how I'm adding the colors and playing with the colors. But you can go ahead to play with any color, but if you're going with just one color, then that's good for you as well. All right, so I'm going off camera now, like I said, to make my 14.5 inches, and I'll come back to show you how it's looking and what we are going to be doing next. Okay, so I've gotten all of my rows, and this square now gives me 14.5 inches altogether. So the width is 14.5, as you can see, and the length is also 14.5. Okay, oh, let me show you. All right, so that is it. So when you are making yours, make sure the width is exactly the same inches with the length. That is how you get your square right. So you know, this is how we are going to be using it on the body. It's going to be a diamond shaped altar top. Okay, so that is what we are going for. So like I told you, I played with a lot of colors, not a lot of colors, just 3 colors. So what I did is I started with the initial yellow color, and I added 2 of the dark peach, 2 purple, and I added 4 of the yellow again, and I repeated the same thing here as well, 2 peach and 2 of the purple. Then I did 25 of this row, and I repeated exactly the same thing on this side again. I just played with the color. Then I put these 2 colors together, and I did this part, and I came here and I did the bottom part, just for it to be exactly the same thing on the 2 sides. Okay, so I went ahead to use exactly the same color I used here to run this side with a single crochet, and I run this side as well with a single crochet. So that is all I did to get this particular square shape. Okay, so altogether I made 60 rows. All right, 60 rows altogether. That gave me my own 14.5 inches. All right, so the next step now is going to be putting in my edges, okay, with my aesthetics. All right, so I'm going to be introducing my velvet yarn now, but like I told you from the beginning, this is optional. I just like to put this around my work. I just like the feel on it. Okay, so we are going to be using the velvet yarn now to run the entire square shape now with a single crochet with the velvet yarn. All right, okay, so to start on the single crochet on the edges, you are going to reattach your yarn on one of the top corner. Okay, so I'm going to be putting mine here now, and you are going to chain up 1. Okay, and on that same stitch now you are going to put in 1 single crochet. Okay, and on the next stitch you're going to put in 1 single crochet, and on the next stitch you're going to put in 1 single crochet. So this is exactly what you are going to be doing for the entire body of the top. All right, in each of the stitches just put in 1 single crochet. And like I told you, it doesn't have to be with the velvet yarn. You can actually use the normal yarn you are using before now to run the entire thing with a single crochet. And when I'm done with mine, I'll come back to show you and tell you what we are going to be doing next. Okay, okay, so I'm done putting in my single crochet all across my work with the velvet yarn. So this is how the square is looking now. Okay, so the next step now is going to be putting the love design in the middle. So we are going to be turning the work like this, how it's supposed to be. Let me take it higher a little bit. Okay, all right, so you know, like I told you, it's going to be a diamond top, so the love is supposed to be facing the front just like this. What I did now, I took a thread that is different from the one that I've been using, a yarn. All right, I used the orange color yarn. Let me show you. Okay, so I used an orange color yarn and I just made the design. Let me bring it down to show you. So I just use it to put in the place I'm going to follow with the thread I'm going to be using. Okay, so this one now, already I marked where I'm supposed to go into to create the love shape. So I don't know how you want to do your own. My own is just easy. What I did is I put the thread into the needle just like this, and I use it to mark. That is exactly what I just did. Let me just show you this last one now, because I'm going to be extending it to this part. So this is what I did. I just put it in like this and bring it out like this. So that is how I marked where I'm going to sew in the love shape. Okay, this is actually easier to navigate, because when you finish putting in the original one you want to use, you can always drag this one out because it's not tied. Okay, so I think you should go for this method. All right, okay, so to create the love shape now, I'm going to be switching to a 4mm hook size. All right, you know, I was using the 3.5mm hook size to create this one, but now I'm going to be switching to a 4mm hook size, and I'm going to be using these two to start off the creation of the love shape in the middle of the top. Okay, so putting these two together, that is exactly the one I used to end it at this part. So this is the design that is going to come out for the love shape. All right, so in order to start this, you are going to put your yarn now at the back and the places where you marked. So this is the first hole I'm going to be going into, and I'm going to take the yarn from here. Please just watch carefully what I'm doing, okay? And I'm going to take the yarn from here and pass it through to the front. Okay, so now you are going to be doing the slip stitches. So in order to create it, so you're just going to be going following the dummy you just put here to mark the spaces. You're just going to be going through there. So you go into the next stitch just like this. All right, okay, let me drag this one out a bit. So you go into the next stitch and go back here. This is a little tricky, and yarn over and take it back out here. Okay, and then you do a slip stitch just like this. Okay, so go into the next space and go back here. This is on the way. And go back here, and you're going to yarn over and take it out to the front again and do a slip stitch. So this is exactly what you're going to be doing. Okay, so go into the next space now. Make sure you are following the thread where you used to mark where you are going to go through. Okay, that is the only way you get it right. So go into the yarn over from the back and do a slip stitch. Okay, go into the next space. Make sure you are following the thread very well so it will come out like the love shape you already planned to do. Okay, alrighty, so go into the next space right here. Okay, so now go into the next space, which is this part, and then let me show you from the back again. Go to the back and yarn over from the yarn here, bring it out, and on this part you bring it out of this loop again to create a slip stitch. So that is how we are going to be creating the love shape. All right, so you go ahead now to do yours, and when I'm done creating mine, I'll come show you how it's looking and what we are going to be doing next. Okay, so I'm done creating the heart shape, the love shape. I just want to show you how I end it. All right, so this is my very last stitch now. So the way you end it is you are going to bring this last one out and create your normal slip stitch and drag up the yarn, and you're going to cut off the excess yarn from the back. Okay, so you're going to bring it out here to tie it. So that is how you end it. All right, so when you are done like with making the heart shape, all you just need to do now is take this out, this thread we used to mark where we are going to come out from. So you are going to bring that one out. Let me use the hook. So you bring it out like this. You see how easy it is to come out. So with this one, you just use your hook and remove it as easy as possible, just like this. Okay, don't worry about the excess threads. By the time I'm done now, I'll work all of them in and we should be done. Okay, so here we go. This is the finished work. Let me just hide this thread inside. Pass it to the back. All right, so this is how it's looking. That's the love shape. So cute. Okay, so the next step now is going to be adding the strands. All right, so with this love here now, we already know where it's going to be the front of the top. Okay, so when you want to add your strands now, you make sure it's the parts that the love is facing, the front parts, which is we are going to be adding our strands now here. Okay, so let's get into that one. Okay, so I'm going to be using these 2 yarns for my strands. All right, but you can go ahead to use any color you want. You know, I played with a lot of color here, so I want this design to be what my strand should look like. Okay, so with that, I'm going to be putting 2 of them together. So because I want it to be bigger, this is how I'm going to be doing it. So 2 of the lilac purple and 2 of the peach. So this is how I'm going to be using it to create the chains that is going to stand as strands for me. Okay, so let's get into that one. So I'm also using the 4mm hook size to create the strand. So we are going to be making 2 strands. So look at it very well. Please watch what I'm doing. Let me bring it down so you can see what I'm doing clearly. So we are going to be creating 2 strands. One is going to be here by your right and the other one is going to be here just by your left. So just these 2 stitches here, that is where we are going to be creating the 2 strands. So I'm going to start with the first one now. I'm going to insert my yarn here. Okay, make a slip knot. All right, so I'm going to attach my yarn here now, just like this, and I'm going to chain up 150. Okay, so I'm making 150 chain for the strand. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now you go ahead to create your own strands. I don't know how many chains you want to create to get yours, but I'm just going to go off camera now to create my strands, both strands, and I'll come back to show you how it's looking and what we are going to do next. Okay, so I'm done fixing both the strands now, and this is how it's looking on top. Okay, so what we are going to do now is, let me lace it up so you can see the final look of the dress, of the top, sorry, of our altar top. Okay, so it's going to be crossed at the back like this, and then you are going to put this part here. Let me use the tapestry needle to do that. Okay, so fix this part on your tapestry needle and use it to pass it here. So where you're going to put this one is the very end here where we did the chain one, not on the single crochet you did inside here where we did the chain 1 in the previous row, so it holds still. Okay, so make sure it's on the very middle. I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Okay, so you take it past the very middle so it can hold still. Okay, that's the chain 1 part. Did you see it? Okay, so that's where you pass it through, and that is exactly what you do on the other side as well. Put it in your tapestry needle just like this, and you're going to pass it through the chain 1 we did before the single crochet with the velvet yarn. Okay, so that's it. Drag it out. So here we go, and then you are going to tie it. All right. Okay, let me just take it to my mannequin so you can see the beauty, because on this table you can't really see the beauty. Okay. Okay, so this is the final look. You see, this is why I told you I need to bring it to my mannequin so you see the beauty. Okay, you see the designs, everything came out very beautifully. You see that? Let me show you the back. So this is the reason why I told you the table is not doing justice. So this is how the back looks. See how gorgeous. Look at all of the details. Well, don't worry about all these threads. I'm definitely going to weave them in now. Okay, turn it back to the front. So here we go. All right, this is so beautiful. All right, we've gotten to the end of today's tutorial. If you have any question about this project, feel free to drop it on the comment section and I'll be happy to help. And if you've not subscribed to my channel before now, please do so, and like this video and share it to your friends that want to make something as beautiful as this. All right, and make sure you turn on the little notification bell below, so when I post anything like this, you'll be the first to know. All right, so until next time, bye bye.